Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter I never want to see her again because she reminds me of the worst time in my life? Throwaway account, this has been eating at me. I, 31 male, am gay. I'm married to my husband, 29 male, and we've been together since college. We have a quiet, happy life, and I recently adopted a baby boy. I've worked really hard to get to a place where I feel safe and whole. But a few weeks ago, my past came crashing in, and now I feel like I may have handled it horribly.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
What'd you do, you bad
What did you do,
man?
you bad boy?
You're being very naughty.
Naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty.
When I was 17, I was still living at home with my extremely religious and homophobic parents. I'd known I was gay since I was around 12, but I buried it deep. I spent years praying, begging, and trying to convince myself it was a phase. My parents made it clear that if I ever came out, I would be thrown out and cut off.
That's so tough.
Tough, tough, tough.
I'm lucky to have very supportive parents.
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, we all are.
True.
You too. Your parents are lovely.
This might be a bad time to tell you that I'm a little gay.
And I love you for it. I think we're all on a spectrum.
Sexuality is a spectrum, guys. I started dating a girl in youth group. I told myself I loved her. I told myself I could make it work. We giggitied once. Giggity. And it was deeply uncomfortable. And I shut down emotionally afterward. A few weeks later, she told me she was pregnant. Then she left. I don't know where she went or why, but she was gone. I didn't hear a word about the baby after that. Soon after, I left for college, came out, and cut off my parents. I've never spoke about what happened with that girl or the baby. It was like sealing off a part of myself I couldn't survive revisiting. I met my husband in my sophomore year, and he's the only person who ever really knew the whole story until now. So last month, I got a message on social media from a
14-year-old girl.
She said she was my daughter. Her mom told her who I was. She found my name online. She said she wasn't looking for money or anything, just to know who I am. I felt like the floor fell out from under me. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't her fault, I know that, but her existence snapped me right back into that suffocating, terrifying part of my life where I thought I'd never be allowed to exist as myself. She looks like that girl. She speaks like her, and every word she wrote, no matter how kind, felt like sandpaper on a wound I thought had healed. I mean, listen, I can't even imagine what that must have been like for you, but we have to also consider that this is like an innocent person.
I mean, it's not her fault she was thrust into the situation. You gotta kind of, I mean, think of it from her perspective. She's never met her father.
Yeah.
And she wants to meet you. So I'm a little saddened that the mother didn't say anything for 14 years.
I mean, it's a little hard to say something when they're children, right? Maybe she just finally got to a point where she was old enough.
No, but I mean, like the mother to this man.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fact that she didn't tell him that she, whatever, she decided to have the baby, sure, but like not even including him for 14 years. That's tough.
He doesn't really sound like he wanted to be included.
Yeah, maybe.
I responded once and I told her I was sorry, but I wasn't able to have a relationship with her. She sent a long message back. It was emotional but not cruel. She said I abandoned her before she was even born, and now I was doing it again. I told her, probably too bluntly, that I never wanted to be her father, that I was a scared, closeted kid forced into a lie, and that seeing her felt like being dragged back into the life I barely survived. I told her to not contact me again. She hasn't replied. My husband is supportive, but some people, especially my sister, say I crossed a line and acted cruelly towards someone innocent. I mean, it wasn't her fault she was born, and I should have handled it with more compassion, but I genuinely don't think I have the emotional capacity to revisit that version of myself. That period nearly destroyed me. So am I the a-hole for telling my daughter I never want to see her again?
Yes, you are.
It's complicated. I get it. She reminds you of this traumatic past, but she's an innocent bystander in all this. It's not her fault that her mother had this baby and didn't tell you for 14 years.
No, he knew about the baby.
No, I know, but ended up having it and didn't include him for 14 years.
Right.
I think you owe it to her to give her something, to have some sort of relationship with her.
Or just not say it like the way you said it.
Yeah, the way that you just told her that she reminds you of her trauma.
Yeah. It's interesting that he adopted a baby boy. It's not like, oh, he didn't want any kids. He just didn't want that kid.
Because it reminded him of a time that he was, I don't want to assume, but hiding his sexuality, right? And yeah, it's tough. I get it. I understand where he's coming from, but still, I don't think you should take it out on this kid.
Yeah, it's not her fault.
You can't just ignore a past part of your life. It's still a part of your life. It's still a part of your history. And I think maybe over time, I hope you reconsider and change your mind and maybe include her in your life.
I think at the very least, you need to apologize for how you spoke to her.
Judging by how you spoke to her, I think I don't really want you. up here. Right now, though, you can change.
I don't want him either.
You're somewhere in the middle, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of a purgatory kind of guy,
yeah.
You know?
Go down to purg.
Like, he had his reasons for doing what he did.
But I can only empathize with how hard your life must have been.
Yeah, that's the thing
time.
is, like, we will never get it.
No.
So it's kind of hard to, like, put ourselves in that person's shoes because that is just so far beyond anything either of us have experienced. You didn't have to be a about it.
You didn't have to be so mean to this kid who's innocent and just wanted to meet her father. I don't know what her intention was. Maybe just have a conversation, a relationship. But now she's going to be traumatized.
Because you adopted a baby boy. Imagine how you would feel if your son wanted to meet his adoptive parents and they talked to him the way that you talked to your daughter.
No bueno.
No bueno. You'd be like,
see.
Those people, how dare they? So why is it okay for you to talk to people like that? People who have literally never hurt you and are not responsible for your trauma.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, that's a tough situation to be in. I don't know. I think you're a little stinky. Purgatory butthole. But you can rise. I will take you if you apologize.
You must redeem yourself.
You must redeem yourself in some way.
OP deleted his account.
Okay, well, I understand why.
Let's look at the comments. 2 innocent girls. The one he used to hide his sexuality and knocked up, and the 14-year-old daughter he too bluntly told to F off. It sucks to be closeted, but he still made the decision to have giggity-goo relations without protection. He made a young girl a single mom. Now he's being a jerk to his daughter. It's not cool when straight men do this. Why would it be cool now? I mean, that's a very good point. You didn't wrap it up.
I can't disagree with that. It's true. You have to live with your actions.
It sucks to be closeted. I was for a long time too. It sounds like OP went through a lot of trauma, and it's okay if he isn't ready to meet or talk with the child. You also didn't have to respond. In the way that you responded, you were a jerk. You could have been like kind of a jerk and not said anything. That's okay. But where you went wrong is what you said. Her only interaction with her father, and he tells her he doesn't want her anymore, like rather than just ignoring it or maybe coming back to it later.
I think maybe one day he might come back to it, but the things that he said make it difficult for her to trust him ever again.
For sure. But which is why I'm saying maybe he should have said nothing at all instead of saying what he said.
Or maybe she's very understanding and one day she's mature enough to see, okay, I get the trauma that you've been through. Maybe let's start something. Let's start fresh. I mean, it could have a silver lining.
So it would be fine to say thank you for reaching out, but I'm sorry, I'm not in a place right now to have a relationship. Trauma dumping on the kid and treating her like she's the problem is wildly inappropriate and immature. OP may have deleted their account, but is probably still reading. What happened to you was not your fault. But it wasn't the mom or the kid's fault either. Your reaction to her was awful. Apologize. Do better. I'm gonna say I get why you did what you did. I'm guessing that you had a rough time, and I can't begin to empathize because I don't know if I'll ever be in your shoes. So we're going to say that you belong in the purg. The purg?
The purg, yeah. Think about what you've done. And then maybe I will let you come upstairs to hang out with me. We can watch a movie, have a glass of cocoa.
Too bad we can never hang out. I mean, we're kind of hanging out right now, but...
We're hanging out right now.
Moving on. I ruined my life by cheating on my wife.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
I'm writing this with nothing but shame.
And yet you are to blame. Sorry, we're just keeping with the rhymes.
Since I'm anonymous here, I'm just venting. My wife and I were together for 8 years, 3 years of dating and 5 years of marriage. We had a good relationship. Ever since our son was born, I thought we had everything we wanted. But life got in the way. My work got demanding. She was busy being a mother and getting back to her career, and I was busy with my job. Slowly, our time together shrank to just nights. We were too exhausted and drained. She became completely absorbed in our child and work, and I started to feel left out. Left out of raising your own child?
Very interesting.
It's a weird thing to say. Why don't you just also raise your child together?
Yeah, why are you being so crazy about it?
Why did she raise a child? You raise a child too.
It's what do we like?
It's what do we? You do this together.
You do this together.
I should have understood, but instead I let resentment creep in. There was no physical and emotional intimacy between us. Then I met a colleague from my new project team. At first it was just work. Then soon from professional talks, we started to talk about personal lives. She knew I was married, knew I had a child, as I used to mention them a lot, but that didn't stop us. We gradually started spending more time together at the office. Used to go to the same gym too. We started talking more and more, and before I knew it, I was having a full-fledged affair.
You bad boy.
After some months, I started to feel guilty about what I was doing. After a few months.
After we were shagging for about 3 months, I pulled my back out. I started feeling weird about the situation.
Bad boy.
Took a few months, but I started to feel like I wasn't doing the right thing.
I tried to end it. I broke up with her, but I couldn't resist myself. And I got back together with her even though it made me feel awful.
Well, as long as you felt awful.
As long as you felt awful about it.
It's kind of like with me and cookies. Like, I know it's bad, but I still eat them anyways. And kind of ruins my relationship with the cookie, but I still do it.
And like every cheater, I got caught this time.
Shocker.
Sloppy too. It was when I was using my wife's old laptop and forgot to log out of WhatsApp. One day she opened it by mistake to share something, and there it was, my messages to my girlfriends.
I hope she gave you a what slap right in the face, right in the gonads.
Right upside the head. Hotel bookings, plans, every disgusting detail. And if that wasn't enough, I had a habit of saving my passwords in a chat with myself.
That's actually so funny.
She got access to everything, my phone, my emails. She didn't react with anything at first, but with the help of her best friend, who is a lawyer, she collected every bit of evidence while pretending she knew nothing. She watched me lie about my weekend plans, saw me cover my tracks, and let me dig my own grave.
It's like, that makes it worse. I feel like you're going to need to make room for someone here.
He's definitely belongs with me. Yeah, definitely.
Are you feeling horny for this person?
Yeah. And then, when she had enough, she called my parents and told them everything. Good for her.
Jesus Christ. Oh my me.
I will never forget the day my father slapped me in front of everyone. That was when I realized I was doomed. I begged her for forgiveness, fell at her feet, cried for hours. Blech. You're just like playing the victim now. Like, she probably cried in private, but she's not even crying. The next day, she packed her bags, took our child, and left the home. My parents stopped talking to me. My father, in his rage, disowned me. Over the past 3 years, they aren't talking to me. And finally, they disinherited me from family inheritance and gave everything to my brother.
That's like pretty intense.
Actions have consequences. Let this be a lesson to people who want to cheat, that it is like a form of like a to cheat on someone, because you're not only blowing up their lives, but your children's lives, your in-laws' lives, your parents' lives. It affects everyone around you and not just you. I think the punishment is justified.
The punishment fits the crime.
Meanwhile, in court, my ex-wife ripped me off, her best friend fighting for her case, and they made sure I had no way out. She filed multiple cases, and for 3 years, I'm visiting courts and getting scolded by judges. I lost custody of my child. I'm drained financially, emotionally, and physically. They left nothing untouched.
That's like the perfect storm of like your family disowning you. I presumably aren't going to talk to your child for a very long time. And your wife and her lawyer friend just absolutely took your bum and gave you a little slappy slap.
This is why I don't really understand why cheaters just think that like they'll get away with it. Like, even all cheaters get found out eventually. Did you just think that like maybe your wife would forgive you? Or like, what did you think was going to happen? Because like in any way, you're going to end up worse off than you were before. So why did you think that you could do this and not have any consequences? Because it makes me wonder, would you have done it if you had known what the consequences would be?
Do you view cheating as like an addiction of some kind? Like, you know how addiction is chemical? It's a disease.
I view it as a lack of self-control. I think there's a little bit of almost like you're doing it to spite the other person, or you want the relationship to end and you're looking for a way out, or you're greedy and you want the attention. There's plenty of reasons why someone cheats. I think it goes without saying that after reading this story and you're thinking about cheating on your spouse, you should think about what is the worst possible thing that could happen if I did this before you cheat. Decide if it's worth it, because it sounds like this guy is having second thoughts.
Sure, the grass is always greener. That's what you could always argue in any situation. Just don't succumb to your lust, because look what you have in front of you.
You could have just worked on your marriage and communicated your feelings to your wife, and instead you betrayed her. I ruined my life with my own hands, and I deserve every bit of it. I can't believe I destroyed years of reputation, relationships, for some months of pleasure. Well, you are a very self-aware man. It's a good thing that you shared your story and what happened, because now people can fully grasp, especially when you're married, how messy divorces can be. That shit's legal. You signing a contract for life. You need to make sure that you're ready to commit to one person, because if you're not, then don't sign it. Don't get married.
The law will hammer you like Zeus.
Yes, it will. It will come for literally almost everything you own and your children. As expected, Reddit is not very sympathetic. Karma is a So what happened to the woman you were cheating with? Does she want you now?
She's like,
Oh no, I don't want to touch that guy. He's used goods.
I only wanted him when he was married. Now he's damaged goods.
people like that too, eh? There are single people who like to sabotage marriages
totally.
and just be like, ooh, I like people in relationships.
It's like an attention thing and a power thing. And it's like, oh, I can get the one person that is off limits. So it's not about even liking that person. It's about obtaining someone and making them fall in love with you that you're not supposed to.
Which is pretty messed up. Maybe that was the situation here. She manipulated a man who was weak.
I mean, he hasn't made any mention of her, and he certainly can't afford a girlfriend now. So, fellas, don't get married if you can't control your lust.
Put your down.
Put that down. Put it away. Where do you belong, bestie? I mean, I wouldn't say that you belong with all the war criminals, but like...
What department? Like, would you say, if we're talking in terms of severance, maybe he needs to go to the break room?
He goes to the goat room.
The goat room. Yes, he does. No, he should go down to the basement. You're definitely not coming up with me. I'll tell you that much.
Come on down here. I got a hot dog stick with your name on it. Might even stick a marshmallow on there too. Ah, the devil, my dear. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law to get over himself and to quit holding a 10-year-old grudge?
Okay. And I'm very interested in what this grudge could be. Although, side note, have you ever seen the movie The Grudge? Very scary, very scary.
I honestly left the theater. I could not get through it. My brother-in-law, married to my sister, is a general contractor. About 10 years ago, my dad and brother were building a deck at my parents' home. They asked my brother-in-law if they could borrow his skid loader, but he said no. They prepared the ground as best they could without the skid loader, but got to the point where they couldn't go on without it. They went to my sister's house to ask again, but found out brother-in-law went out of town. Ooh. They talked my sis into letting them borrow it, so she took them down to his construction lot and they hooked it up to dad's truck. Let me guess, you ruined it.
Did you break the skid loader motor?
Did you put your skid marks on the skid loader? This next part, I'm not sure since I don't know much about towing, but from what I was told, dad's truck wasn't big enough or powerful enough to tow the skid loader on the dump trailer, so he lost control and wrecked. I knew it.
Yeah, you knew it.
This is why he didn't want to lend it to you. And let me guess, that thing was probably pretty expensive.
Probably worth about 4 million poops.
Let's go shopping. So on AliExpress, they're about $3,000. The truck, trailer, and skid loader were totaled. The insurance was barely enough to cover the medical costs and the truck. There was none left over to cover brother-in-law's stuff. I mean, if anything, you probably should have gotten the insurance to pay for the skid loader that you stole. Yeah, I mean, you definitely should have at least paid for it if you totaled it. And it's,
Oh, sorry, the insurance didn't cover it.
Buddy, you break it, you buy it.
you stole something from him and then broke it.
It's not like it's cheap either.
No, it's definitely not. So when brother-in-law got back to town, he exploded. Reasonable. He threatened to sue and things just went downhill from there. My parents are not rich and he wouldn't have gotten anything. So in the end, sis talked him into letting it go. Let's make it a rule of thumb where if you borrow something, especially without permission, you need to make sure that you can pay for replacing it.
And if you can't, you better be able to sell things and liquidate to pay
Literally,
for it.
you need to be prepared to replace it if something goes wrong. From that day forward, he would not have anything to do with our family. He doesn't come for birthdays, holidays, nothing at all. Next month is our parents' 50th anniversary and we're planning a big family gathering to celebrate. We're also chipping in to send our parents on a cruise to Mexico because they've never been out of the country. It is nice, but it's also interesting that they have the money to send the parents to Mexico. I know they're kind of unrelated.
Yeah, but still.
But it's like, oh, so you do have money. It's kind of like when someone says, oh yeah, no, I can't go out.
You're
I don't have
selective
money.
about where you use your money.
Yeah, you're just selective about what you want to spend money on and you don't feel like paying him back is a legitimate expense. You don't care about paying him back. That's the problem.
It's literally a crime.
It's literally a crime. He could have sued your ass. Like, he really could have. I spoke to sis about it the other day and she said she's coming with the kids, but brother-in-law isn't coming. I was fine with that, but then when we were discussing their portion of the cruise money, I heard him yelling in the background to deduct their portion from the cost of the skid loader and the dump trailer. That's what's up. Ooh.
I like it.
My horns. That pissed me off. So after my call with sis, I called brother-in-law and told him to get over himself. I told him dad and bro made a mistake, but that was 10 years ago and he needs to let it go. The only person that benefits is like you guys. He said he'll let go when they give him the money he lost. I told him he's a jerk for holding onto a grudge and putting money in the way of a family relationship. I mean, if anyone's putting money in the way of a family relationship, it's you guys.
It's not like it's $5,000. It's like $34,000.
It's very expensive.
Dollars.
Sis called me a few minutes ago and said they're not coming and that I was out of line. We argued for a bit and that's where it stands. I don't think I'm wrong for telling him to let go of the past, but they're not coming to the anniversary party, so now I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's absolutely justified in questioning why he now has to spend more money. Like, they're spending money to send the dad, who was part of this whole, like, totaling the skid marks.
The skid loader.
The dad was part of this whole thing, okay? So now I would feel some type of way about shelling out a few $1,000s to send someone on a cruise when they owe me money.
I totally agree.
What the fuck?
I know.
Why would I do that? We're not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Let's get something straight. My dad and brother are not bad people. They are good people who made a mistake. They couldn't pay brother-in-law back because he wanted almost $70,000. And again, we're not rich. Dad had to buy another truck because he needed it to go to work. On the other hand, brother-in-law had 3 sets of skid loaders and dump trailers on his lot that day. So he could take the financial hit. Just because someone can take the financial hit does not mean that they deserve to take the financial hit.
Yeah, it's like they have enough money to pay it back. Like, we don't have the money. They should figure it out. It's you should definitely pay.
Let's get down to brass tacks here. You stole something that wasn't yours and you ruined it. Whether or not you can afford to pay him back right away, it's been 10 years. I'm sure that over the course of 10 years, you could have put money aside.
Have you taken a vacation over the last 10 years?
Literally, exactly.
It's like $1,000 a year.
Exactly.
$2,000 a year.
You could have put money aside a little bit at a time and just made the effort to show that you wanted to pay him back. But you're just like, oh, whatever, he's right.
And about it. It's like just like this huge expensive piece of equipment.
No, that's a massive expense for anyone. Brother-in-law and sis are way better off than the rest of us. So while I understand your reasoning of paying brother-in-law back, he doesn't need it. The audacity on you, my dear. The cruise to Mexico isn't some millionaire's trip. The total cost is $3,000 and it'll take 20 people to pay for that. Again, we're not rich. We can barely cover $3,000 spread out over 20 people. So there's no way we can pay $70,000. Okay, I understand that you can't pay the $70,000. I understand also how the brother-in-law doesn't also want to give more money to people who owe him money.
Both sides make sense, but you have to make an effort to at least try to make amends. You can't just be like,
yeah, I agree.
We can't afford it, so yeah, so just get over it. Yeah, we ruined your truck and
you're being a jerk. You're holding grudges. Just get over it.
So another thing that I wanted to point out is that this would have been like obviously a civil suit, but like if he chose to sue you, you would have been forced probably to pay back the $70,000.
Liquidate your assets.
Either liquidate your assets, you have to like declare bankruptcy, or like, would that mean that they would have gone to jail if they stole something from another person?
I mean, criminal charges, it kind of depends. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. If he pressed charges, they would have maybe had to do jail time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, this guy did you a solid, did not put you in jail, did not sue you, had to declare bankruptcy or whatever because you couldn't afford to pay him back. The least you could have done to keep it out of the courts is to slowly start to pay him back something or try to make up for it in some way.
But just being like, forget, we'll figure it out.
You can afford it.
Buy a new one, wherever.
You're the a-hole. Your family stole $50,000 in work equipment from your brother-in-law. They didn't pay him back by the sounds of it. You showed zero remorse and he should just, quote, get over it. You and your family sound massively entitled. Your brother-in-law is smart to cut the lot of you clean off. I agree wholeheartedly. In the UK, brother-in-law could have claimed off his own insurance by reporting the theft, as long as his wife has no authorization within the company to loan out equipment. Of course, this could have led to the prosecution of his wife and her family for the theft and result in a criminal record, prison sentence, etc.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, laws vary depending on where you are. The brother-in-law did OP a solid by not pressing charges. The least you can do is try to make up
amends
for it.
Or do something. Even if you can't afford it, even making a gesture, putting money towards it, or like whatever you can do, a little bit a year or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Did he apologize even?
I mean, it doesn't really sound like he apologized. I don't think I read it that he apologized.
The audacity to make me pay for a thing that I stole and broke. Oh, fuck.
There was nothing about an apology. I'm not sure if that's something that he just chose not to disclose or if he actually didn't apologize, but it doesn't really sound like he's remorseful at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if he never even apologized.
I think you can have this one. There's no room on my cloud for you.
You're the a-hole. So are your parents. They shouldn't have stolen his property, and yes, it was theft. They should have made him whole before replacing their own property. Good point. They should have apologized. They should have given him the money back at some point over the last 10 years. Would have considered ESH if your parents had made any effort to take responsibility. I think I can make some room for you down here.
Yeah. Wow, I'm 0 for 3 today.
3 for 3.
But you know what that means? It means I got some room on my cloud. I got a cloud bed.
For me?
Yeah. We can rain on people from our cloud bed.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of feels like we're peeing.
This guy. My best friend confessed her feelings for me. I feel the same way. Will this ruin our friendship? Oh, okay. My best friend and I have been best friends for 8 years now. She's literally my ride or die, and we are inseparable. So we were stationed together, went to the same school, did ROTC together. Let's do our research. What is ROTC? Reserve Officers Training Corps. I commissioned in the reserves and got a job living in DC together. We don't live together, but live in the area. I live and work in DC proper, but she lives just outside of DC. Neither of us are from DC, but made the conscious decision to go to school together, Clark, Atlanta, and move in the same area. She's genuinely my soulmate. I love her so much, but we were never together because she wasn't relationship material. Okay. She told me when we first met, we were at Fort Hood, that she's not a good girl, and because she cares, she's letting me know. She was right. I saw her do every guy she talked to dirty. She felt no shame either, but she loved me too much to lead me on like she did with them. She was dating this one guy when we moved to DC and slept with his brother. I was used to her, but even that was low. Okay.
Then why did you want to be with me?
I have also been in a relationship for 2 years now and just recently moved in with my girlfriend. Oh, absolutely not.
Geez, you know, that information might have been a little more useful to me yesterday.
No. Oh, you're worried about the wrong things. I love her, but she's not my best friend who I know the universe put me on this planet for.
You deserve each other.
My best friend told me and said she loves me, that she's actually ready to settle down and build a life with me. I never thought this would come. She told me she understands if it's too late. She always loved me. That's why when we met, she wanted to be honest and not treat me like the other guys. But you kind of like saw who she was throughout this entire relationship. I mean, I think it's kind of interesting that she would also do all this stuff in front of you. And now she loves you? I want to build with her too, but it's scary. I have a girlfriend and we live together. Oh, that poor girl. While she's not my best friend, my girlfriend is great and will make a wonderful wife, but I don't know if she's for me. I guess my biggest fear is what if my best friend thinks she's ready to build, but she's not? We could potentially ruin our friendship if we pursue this. I've always wanted to build with her and be with her, but I'm petrified right now. I think you, no bueno. No bueno. I can understand your concerns, but I feel like you are worried about the wrong things. In your post, you said my best friend confessed her feelings for me. I feel the same way. Will this ruin our friendship? You kind of like led me to believe that you're like single, but no, you're not. You're in a relationship with somebody else and you have been for 2 years. I think there's a reason why you guys never dated.
She wants what she can't have.
But I think that you need to do your girlfriend, you need to do right by her and break up with her while you're even considering being with somebody else. Doesn't sound like you deserve her. You do not deserve your girlfriend at all, and hopefully she finds another man that will treat her better considering you're even entertaining this. Sure, you've emotionally cheated. Leave your girlfriend and tell her exactly why you are. Tell her you've been leading her on for years while being in love with your best friend, and now you want to dump her for your best friend. Your girlfriend deserves to know the truth. And hopefully your relationship with your bestie ends horribly with her doing the exact same thing she's done to all the other men.
Huge steaming bowl of foreshadowing.
Good riddance to you and your 3 or 4 friends, seriously. I think that you need to break up with your girlfriend, who deserves much better than you. And I think that you need to pursue this person who you say is your soulmate. If and when, not if, she disappoints you, I don't want to hear this,
oh, I should go back to like the woman that like would have been a good wife.
You made your bed, now lie in it. People in the comments are saying you're gonna get over so bad and it'll be deserved. Okay, so we do have an update. OP wanted to update and give some context. Not sure what other context is going to change my mind. Okay, so I took a lot of heat, but I just wanted to give everyone an update and some better context to understand the situation.
Well, I don't want it.
Major things I want to address is people feeling I led my girlfriend on or that my best friend is using me. So for one, I've known my best friend for years now. Yeah, you said that. From when we were just in the barracks together to now successful adults. Our connection was almost instant and organic. We naturally started being everywhere together. Everywhere I was, she was, and vice versa. I don't understand how your girlfriend is okay with this relationship. People thought we were together, but it was just a vibe. I did tell her about my feelings and she confessed she's felt the same, but told me she's not a good woman. When people tell you that they're not good for you, believe them. That's not a trick. Maybe it is a trick. Maybe it's like
I'm so damaged.
I've heard it before too, believe me. The moment when I realized that I was growing up was when someone said this to me and I was instantly like, it just turned off immediately. We were having a great time, really enjoying each other's company. I thought it was leading somewhere. And then he said,
I'm not a good guy.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Done. A younger, less experienced Charlotte would have been like,
Oh, I can fix him. Oh, maybe he'll change. Like, if he just loves me, for the right girl, if he wanted to, he would, etc., etc.
He never changed. And now I'm happily married. So when people say stuff like that to you, it could be a game to keep you like on the leash, but more often than not, it's like them telling you they will f you over. So believe them. She says she's going to be honest with me because she cares about me too much to hurt me. And with other men, she had no care in hurting them.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
But she's still kind of stringing you along and like honestly kind of doing things to like make you jealous. I feel like if she's doing all of this in front of you, like, I don't know. We agreed to stay friends and everything was normal. We started making life plans together. We both agreed to leave active duty and go do ROTC together. We had intense discussions on where we wanted to live and go to school together. Went to school, did ROTC together and commissioned in the reserves. We'd been by each other's side every step of the way. Okay, and?
Why don't you just get to the point, Sheriff?
As we moved to DC, we continued, but things were on another level. Trips, friend group, etc. DC is an awesome place to be. I love it here. She continued her behavior and I've always condemned it. I met my girlfriend. She's an amazing person. Super kind, sweet, family oriented. Even as we developed and moved in together, our relationship grew.
Then why are you throwing it away?
We have this great routine, a calendar of when it's my days to cook and clean and vice versa. DC is expensive, even with the money I make. So when you can have a partner that can cover half the bills and split the cooking and cleaning, it's great. Wow, you have it real nice. She's an amazing partner and will be a fantastic wife or mother to anyone, I promise that. I wasn't leading her on, I just didn't think it was possible for my best friend and I to be together. Yeah, I think you should break up with your girlfriend and go be with this person. Not because I think you guys will live happily ever after, but because I know this will not end well. It's like someone being in love with a celebrity. Like you just don't think I'll marry a celebrity crush. But I'm a really caring person and it hurts me that I hurt her, but I do know that she will find the person meant for her. I told her this morning about everything and she said some very mean things that was very out of character for her because she's normally a sweetheart. Well, yeah, you emotionally cheated on her, so like I feel like being mean is justified. Genuinely a kind and pure soul. I'm giving her some grace because I'm sure it was a lot to take in. I will be moving in with my best friend. I grabbed some stuff to take to her place and my friend and his wife will get the rest of my things. I told her I can either pay for her to break the lease so she can find another place or continue paying my half until the end of the lease, but she's still processing everything. I'm excited and very confident that my best friend would never hurt me.
Oh, tears.
She's always treated me differently. She could have hurt me, but she was always looking out, and instead of playing me, she was honest. I can say I'm the only guy she's been true with because of the trust and the friendship we built. I hope this gives everyone more clarity and understanding of this messed up situation. I mean,
whoa, this is worthless.
I'm glad that you broke up with your girlfriend because this was genuinely not a situation that was fair for her. It's so funny. People in the comments are like, no, we get it. The context does not like fix what you wrote. It doesn't. It's helpful to know that you ended a relationship with a person you were being very unfair to. No, you don't understand. Here's another couple hundred words to say exactly what I said in my previous post. Literally, he said the same thing. Leading her on implies I plan to break up with her. No, it doesn't. It doesn't imply that. It actually just implies that you are telling her and she believes that you guys are in a healthy relationship. All the while, you are in love with somebody else. Planning to break up with her, it does not equate to leading on. I never planned for this. I had every intention of building with her. This was completely unexpected. I genuinely hate that I hurt her, but I would never lead someone on.
But you did though.
This girl like has you on a leash and the minute she says,
okay, I'm ready now
you have to drop everything. Like I genuinely hope that you guys will be good together, but something tells me that this will not end well for you. And who knows, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be fine.
Survey says.
All I really care about in this situation is that you are done with your girlfriend and that you will around and find out. Yeah, it's interesting that OP kind of thinks, oh, like she would never hurt me. His like best friend. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck, okay?
Hey, bump, bump, bump. Got any grapes?
It's a duck. I'd love to see an update like 4 months later where she cheated on you and now you wish that you had stayed with your girlfriend that was good enough to be a wife. That will be a glorious day. We got some more friendship drama that's coming right at you. This story is from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Found out my relationship lives rent-free in a friend's head. Good day, everyone. A bit of drama popped into my life over the weekend and I need some place to share it as I need to rant. I'll hop right in. It's a bit girthy. Sorry. I love a bit of girth, babe. So, my husband and I dated through college and got married within a week of graduation, which means our anniversary was this month. I posted a photo on Facebook of us having celebratory sushi and a little blurb along the lines of 15 years together, married my best friend, together until the end. It was a bit more than that, but that's the gist of it. On Saturday, my husband's high school friend, we'll call him Todd, called my husband and asked to have the post taken down because it was pissing off his wife. What? So this was not a post that involved your friend's wife at all? We'll call the wife Susan. My husband doesn't really use Facebook, but looked up the post while on the phone with Todd and was confused and pushed back. My husband is usually the peacekeeping type, but he thought the post was cute and didn't understand why Susan, who's also a high school friend of his, would be upset. It's just a selfie of us each holding a piece of sushi and smiling stupidly. I fail to understand the problem here.
Susan, chill out.
Todd and Susan love sushi too, so it's not a food thing. Per my husband, Todd was a bit cagey about why he wanted the post taken down and just kept asking for my husband to do him a solid. Husband refused and Todd hung up after calling him a few choice words. What is Susan's problem? Does she like see how happy you guys are and it bothers her? Okay, but like then to have the audacity to ask you to take it down is like kind of cray-cray. Like I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of nuts. My husband and Todd's little sister, Jessie, are also friends. She moved to our town and attended the same college as us, and likewise stayed in the area. Todd and Susan live about 5 hours away, back in my husband's hometown, so we only see them a few times a year when we go visit the family for holidays. Sometimes Jessie and her partner ride with us when we make this trip. She lives super close to us, we see each other a lot. My husband and Jessie are sourdough sisters and share baking recipes. Since Todd was acting stupid, my husband called Jessie to see what was going on. Jessie finally came over to spill the beans. For a little background, Todd and Susan are a year older than us and got married the year before my husband and I graduated. They had a grand wedding, 250 people, 2 wedding dresses, a ring you could see from space, a honeymoon on a beach somewhere. For 2 kids from nowhere in Missouri, it was a massive celebration that cost them a ton of money because their parents couldn't afford to chip in. It was lovely, and the 2 looked super happy. When my husband and I got married, we did it in a park with an open invitation for anyone to come. There wasn't anything planned, just I want to marry you, but not at a courthouse. Let's do this. $50 on a dress from Sears. Oh, Sears, haven't heard that name in a minute. An ordained family member. $150 for a ring I picked out with my husband, and my dad found me my favorite wildflowers to make a bouquet with. The ceremony took all of 20 minutes, and since there was only a dozen or so people who made it, mostly immediate family, my dad announced he was taking everyone out to a local place for brunch on him. I know I'm biased, but it was the best wedding ever. I mean, listen, it kind of sounds like number 1, it didn't break the bank. Number 2, there was nobody there that sucked. Number 3, it was everything that you wanted, so I'm happy for you. Those who made it still talk about how much fun they had and how they enjoyed the small ceremony and chillness of the entire thing. Todd and Susan didn't make our wedding, which was fine, as they had a newborn and were 5 hours away. I wouldn't expect them to drive that far for such a short shindig. They sent us congratulations, and Susan called me personally to gush about how lovely everything looked and to ask about our honeymoon. I thought we were friends, as she's always been nice. To my face, apparently. So from what Jessie spilled, Susan originally liked us in college. Todd and Susan also went to the same college as us, but moved back to their hometown after graduation. She knew my husband from high school, and the 2 were close friends. Todd and Susan had been dating since they were freshmen in high school. According to Jessie, Susan would jokingly say we were 2 ugly ducklings who were destined for one another. which quite frankly was rude as frick to learn. I mean, yeah, we aren't conventionally attractive, both a little overweight and both short enough to be hobbits. That's so cute. But my husband is totes adorbs and I love the way he looks, and he seems to like me well enough. It turns out that Susan hates us with a passion that I cannot comprehend. She hates our hobbies, Dungeons and Dragons, video games, LARPing with friends in a park, and gardening. She hates our clothes, basic, normal, human clothes, t-shirts, pants, hoodies, sneakers. She hates our house, 800 square foot, 2 bedrooms in a quiet subdivision. She hates that we don't have kids. Child-free, mostly by choice, but also due to medical reasons. According to Jessie, Susan's hatred really kicked into overdrive after our wedding. It kind of sounded like everybody really enjoyed it. It began with little digs about the wedding itself. My wedding was cheap, tacky, low class, poor. And yet people seemed to really enjoy it, didn't they? Maybe a little more than her expensive, massive celebration. I bet you anything there were people that were like present at both and that got back to her, and she hates that people enjoyed it. The kind of thing we should be ashamed of, that we shouldn't have bothered if we were going to have a wedding like ours. Okay, people are entitled to have weddings and not like spend an arm and a leg. This isn't something that only the upper class get to have. According to Jessie, Susan seemed to take our wedding as a personal attack against her. Like we insulted her by having a wedding that was so completely different. Completely different. There was nothing wrong with Susan's wedding. It was great. Just not a wedding I would want for myself, nor could you even afford it. So like, why does it matter that you had a different wedding based on what you wanted and what she wanted?
She's jealous.
Since none of our guests overlapped, it wasn't like people in her social circle were comparing the two.
Interesting.
At that period in my life, I was posting a lot on Facebook, so she had a window into our lives. Since the wedding cost us almost nothing, we started our marriage with only school debt, which she hated because they were drowning in both school and wedding debt. We both got full-time jobs right out of college, which she hated, because Todd bounced from job to job for years because he hates having a boss. He even tried to start his own business a few times and each fell through.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
I find it odd that she's so incredibly jealous of your relationship and your marriage and your wedding. Like, a year into our marriage, we went house hunting and found our current home. And because of a rural development government loan, we were able to get the house with no down payment and roll all the fees into the home loan. Basically, we went from paying $500 a month in rent to $500 a month in mortgage with no change in our bank account. Sounds like a sweet deal. Whereas they had to live with their parents because of the debt, which she hated. I mean, it kind of just sounds like she's making really choices for herself. Susan hates that my husband and I enjoy spending time together. She hates that his hobbies are my hobbies, and my hobbies are his hobbies. She hates that we use the snowball method to crush our student loans into the dirt, and now the only debt is the house. She hates that we're on the same page with everything in our lives. She hates that we never seem to fight. We bicker and argue like any married couple, but we don't post about it on Facebook, so I guess she thinks we always get along. Oh yeah, she obsessed with you guys. That is some fan behavior. I will never understand that people that like get upset about like comparisons. And you really can't be comparing your life to someone's life that you see on social media. Even then, like it seems weird that she's bugging about like how you had like a less expensive wedding than her. Usually it's,
oh, she had a much better wedding than me and like she's outshining me.
But it doesn't really seem like you're doing anything to like cause like jealousy in that regard. Maybe she just has this thing in her head that's like,
oh, they're like these two little hobbits that should never be happy.
And she hates seeing that you're happy without all the things that she values. Jessie never said anything to us because she didn't want to cause a rift between my husband and Todd, because my husband would not put up with that level of disrespect and would cut Todd out of his life. And Jessie was afraid she'd be cut off as well in the crossfire. And since Susan was always able to keep a lid on the crazy around us, Jessie never told us the unhinged things Susan would vent to her about. Susan, seeing that post I made about 15 years of happy marriage, really pissed her off because her and Todd had been fighting a lot.
Get over it.
Oh my goodness. Imagine just existing and you piss someone off like this. Like, Can relate. They still owe a ton in wedding debt, and they somehow were approved to buy a house during the housing COVID craze, and now they owe more than what the house is currently appraising at. They can't afford the payments because Todd quit his job and now has one with a lower salary. So Susan's parents have been helping with the mortgage shortfall, which isn't sustainable, so they're trying to sell the house. According to Jesse, Susan doesn't think we deserve to be happy. There it is. And that we never should have been married in the first place. Susan looks at you as like all the things that like make people happy. Let's say having children, which you chose not to, having this big expensive wedding, a big expensive house, and she didn't think that you guys were entitled to that.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
Susan has issues. So Susan doesn't think we deserve to be happy and that we never should have been married in the first place. I don't follow her logic at all. Me neither, honestly. Doesn't really make sense. Apparently she does a lot of people like them talk. Oh. Like them. Since we're the same race, background, religion, upbringing, and our only difference is our appearance and hobbies, it's either a dig at our looks or our interests, which is just plain stupid. Jesse says Susan compares her marriage to ours all the time and Todd hates it. Part of me wants to block Susan from my Facebook so she can't see my posts anymore. I mean, yeah. Another part of me wants to go back to posting like I used to when I was in college and fill Susan's feed with my perfect marriage. You know, the interesting thing is that like old Charlotte would have gotten really small. But new Charlotte likes to talk about herself in a nice way, even though she knows that it upsets people.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
On the one hand, I get the blocking thing. On the other hand, it's so much more fun to watch her squirm. I think that's too far. I mean, you could literally just exist. Like, as long as you feel in your head like you have control over the situation and that you're not gonna let her bother you, why is it that you need to like make yourself smaller and remove her to make her happy? Like, why are we pandering to someone who's really awful to us? Let her watch. Hot take, but like, let him watch. At the moment, I've done nothing and we're waiting to see if Todd calls again about the Facebook post. If he does, my husband wants us to go with option B and start petty posting every day. I don't even know if you need to do it every day. Just like continue business as usual, you know? So yeah, that's the stupid drama in my life. Thank you for letting me vent. Good day to all of you. So there's an update to add. The petty posting has begun. Todd messaged my husband this morning asking again for the Facebook post to be taken down. Instead, I added to Facebook a photo of some bread my husband made last night. Also added it to a comment so you could marvel at the perfection of that loaf. My God, it's lovely. I've added an alarm to my phone to remind me to post something to my Facebook every day. I'm not gonna block her or hide my posts from her, period. If our life upsets her so much, she can unfriend me herself. Todd is just gonna have to deal with it, literally. I actually really like that you're doing it this way because I'm always of the opinion that the best revenge is success, is a life well lived. You could block her to like have peace of mind, I guess. You're just existing. And if you're not doing anything, well, I mean, you kind of are doing something to purposely piss her off, but like you're literally just living your life and posting about it like most people do. I have no problem with it. Good God, sincerely, from the very bottom of my heart, I cannot imagine being a grown as adult with my job and my husband and son and my bills to pay and responsibilities, even if I didn't have any of those things, being so hateful to a couple who don't do anything that impacts me. You would actually be so surprised how common it actually is. What's funny is that like, even though it's not said out loud, you can always tell when a life well lived upsets people around you. What's crazy about this story is how she seems to be obsessed with you guys and wants you to delete posts that literally should not offend her at all. The fact that she's not embarrassed about that and she freely and willingly asks her husband to ask your husband to take them down, that is embarrassing. That is cray cray. Thank you for sharing _specific_hippo. I love this for you guys. Those were some friend feuds that were worth noting. Subscribe!